Bulletcast for life.
She say, do you love me? I tell her only partly. I only love my bed and my mom. I'm sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the conversation Natty and I had after our little rendezvous in Dallas the other day. Hello and welcome to the Bulletcast, the only sports and recreational podcast that is simply just too sweet. I'm joined, making his return to the Bulletcast, the Filipino heartbreaker, Floman Reigns.
What's going on? I'm here to break some hearts.
Alright, and Mex Mendoza has made a return also.
What are you talking about?
But ladies and gentlemen, podcasting out of the Champions Corner, the reigning, defending, undisputed Bulletcast champion. Diamonds are forever and so is the Podfather, ladies and gentlemen. Philip Antoine. Let's get this podcast off to the races, buddy.
Last time I checked, you lost in 2K18.
Oh.
To me, more than once.
I may be a part-timer, but that doesn't mean that I can steal the championship from you.
I mean, the championship is defended for predictions of
You
wrestling
want to
pay-per-views.
predict the next freaking game, or what?
It's for wrestling pay-per-views. But let's get into this. This podcast, if you can't tell by the title, hey, we're on the radio, you can't say that stuff.
Oh, we're on radio. This is bleeped out?
Yeah.
Also, I can say...
What is wrong with you? You incompetent Mark? God, alright, so...
It's called a wrestling nerd, not a mark.
Not Mark. Alright, so look, greatest WrestleMania builds. There have been so many. Let's start with you. Like, what's your favorite WrestleMania build, guys?
WrestleMania build.
Well, that's a tough one. I mean, you go first.
You want me to go? Well, I'll go with one of the best rivalries heading into WrestleMania. It was Shawn Michaels and Kurt Angle. Started...
Ooh, WrestleMania 21. That's a nice one. That's a good one.
Started at the Royal Rumble, when Shawn Michaels super kicked Kurt Angle all the way out to the over the top rope. And then Kurt Angle got so pissed that he busted open Shawn Michaels and gave him an ankle lock on top of the steps. That's
pretty intense.
That was pretty intense. I was scared. I was like 10 years old when that happened. But yeah, that's my biggest build-up, to be honest.
All right, what about you?
The one against King Kong Bundy versus Undertaker. WrestleMania 11, I think it is. See, Undertaker was injured due to a leg drop that Bundy did to his face. And so he had to wear a face mask for a while.
Stop the tape!
You didn't see that one coming. So Taker had to wear a face mask for a while. But you can fact check me. It's been a while. This is like, I don't know how many minutes ago? Like 20 of them? 20 plus something minutes ago.
It's been like 20 plus years.
Yeah, so I don't know how accurate my details are about it.
Were you even alive when that happened?
I'm pretty sure I was conceived around that time.
Oh.
Well, it was 95.
I was like 1 or 2 years old.
Okay, I was like a cell in my mom's body.
Yeah, something like that. I was pooping and sleeping. I was living the life.
I was visiting the lake of reincarnation. Wonderful, yeah. All right, for mine, I mean, there have been so many great builds to Mania. I think my favorite one has to do with my favorite match, the greatest wrestling match of all time.
Oh yeah,
Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 25. It was hell trying to get to heaven. The story they told was unbelievable. Shawn Michaels and Undertaker, two guys, they've done everything. They don't need to prove anything else. But Shawn Michaels like, I need to do one more thing. I mean, the greatest in-ring performer of all time, greatest wrestler of the 90s. He had to defeat The Undertaker. He had to take the streak. That's what he wanted.
Is he really the greatest wrestler in the 90s? I mean, he took some time off.
He was the last 2 years of the 90s, yeah. Because he got injured.
Thanks to that same man.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, plus they had history, They competed in the first ever Hell in the Cell together.
The
casket match. They had so much history going into it. Michaels defeated Vladimir Kozlov, who was over, or he was actually good at that time.
Yeah.
He took his streak. So, I mean, the story that they were telling was amazing, and then the match itself was... I got my first wrestling high that day.
Wow.
It was something unbelievable.
Oh, you want to know what my last wrestling high was? The Minion the last Dominion show.
Okay, this is a WWE podcast.
I'm sorry, but Okada versus Omega Part 2?
Hope Okada rots in hell. Alright, moving on.
Oh my.
Another great WrestleMania build. Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair, WrestleMania 24.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
Shawn said, "I got to take Old Yeller behind the shed and put him out of his misery." Flair doing the whole Flair thing, looked like he's about to have a stroke while he's cutting a promo. Slapping himself in the head, he starts bleeding. Old Yeller slaps Shawn Michaels, and then they go into Mania. They have it was a really emotional match. I mean,
Absolutely.
you know, Shawn saying, "I'm sorry, I love you," kicks him right in the chin. Flair's WWE career is over. His whole family's at ringside at the time. I mean, it was a heartwarming moment.
Oh
It
yeah.
was sad. That was another great build to Mania.
How about the WrestleMania 25 Triple H versus Randy Orton? That
Oh
whole
my
build,
god, that
Oh,
build
paid
was
actors,
amazing.
the
Oh,
sledgehammers getting flown and stuff.
Yeah.
Orton getting thrown through his house window.
That was crazy.
I mean, that build was
Well,
great.
Legacy was around that time.
Yeah.
Rhodes and DiBiase just getting
Oh my
butt
God.
kicked by Triple H.
Shout out to Cody.
Oh
Give me-
no, didn't Randy RKO Stephanie and kissed her
He RKO'd Stephanie, punted Vince.
and kissed Stephanie
Oh,
in the
yeah.
mouth and
Oh,
Triple
my-
H was hacked. That was great.
That was the best
But it went
Randy Orton.
complete down the drain after Michaels versus Taker match.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, because they were supposed to have a war, but they had to have Triple H had to win, but it had to be in a regular match. It should have been like a last man standing or no holds barred. It should have been something like that.
Yeah.
But
I mean, the main problem was the audience; they were just dead.
I mean,
After-
you can still pick up a crowd, you know, if it had the right match stipulation. But I mean, that was a really great build. That was probably my favorite stage of Randy Orton.
oh yeah.
I mean, when he had IED, Incontrollable Explosive Disorder.
Oh wow! Yeah,
Wow.
they gave him that.
Yeah, gave him it. It's real.
I know, but like they gave him that in the story.
I know, it was amazing. He had lawyers and doctors and security. It was
Yeah,
that was a really good build.
How about
They
the?
did a lot for that
They
story.
did.
Didn't they do a Finley one where like with JBL and Hornswoggle?
Yeah, WrestleMania 24.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite hardcore matches of Manias.
Oh wow.
That was-
I don't know why,
forgot that
'cause,
one.
Cause like I don't know, for me it was just like I owned a copy of WrestleMania 24, and like I was just seeing that how they were just using trash can lids and stuff.
Oh
like,
yeah.
it was great.
Oh, what other great builds have there been? I'm trying to
What
think.
about Bobby Lashley versus Umaga
Oh,
with Donald Trump
Donald J. Trump,
in Bobby Lashley's side?
WWE Hall of Famer, President of the United States,
Oh yeah.
had a spot at WrestleMania.
hmm
Took a stunner.
He did. That was honestly the best part.
I don't know about all that.
I don't know. The backstage promo, I guess skits or promos, whatever you want to call them. Like
Yeah.
they have Boogeyman trying to feed worms to Trump, and Trump's like, "I'll give you this much if you bring me a sandwich instead."
You're not gonna give me worms, you fired. You know, something like that.
Oh gosh.
Other great builds I'm trying to think of. WrestleMania 10.
Mhm.
There were a lot of great builds there.
Yeah.
Brett versus Owen. Brother
That was-
versus brother. The younger brother got tired of being overshined by the big brother. So what does Owen do? He beats his big brother at WrestleMania. But then later on in the night, Brett goes on to become world champion.
Do I see a
Face
trend
Yokozuna.
going on here? I mean, like, there's a lot of brother matches going on at Mania. A lot, like,
Mhm.
you got the bigger brother always kicking the little brother's butt.
Yep.
Matt versus Jeff.
Matt versus Jeff. Yeah.
That was
Matt
an
went over,
interesting build.
Taker versus Kane.
We'll talk about that one.
Oh, yeah.
But the other one for WrestleMania 10, the crowning of the undisputed Intercontinental Champion. My boy Razor Ramon, Ayo Chico, and Shawn Michaels, 2 Intercontinental Champions going at it for the first ever ladder match at WrestleMania.
What color was the strap? Was it the yellow Intercontinental?
No, it wasn't that. That was
It was-
Warrior. Those were the Warrior days. There was
Yeah,
2
it was-
black strap Intercontinental
Okay.
Championships.
Well, the white. No, the white. No. Jeff Jarrett had the white one, right?
oh,
Jeff Jarrett, WWE Hall of Famer, pretty soon.
wow.
Yeah, but I
Great.
mean that ladder match, it really opened my eyes to really just storytelling and classic stuff. Sean bumping as only Sean can do.
How about Rock versus Evolution?
Oh, you talking about WrestleMania 20?
Yeah. How was?
Wait, was
I don't know the story behind
the
that.
Rock and Sock connection?
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean
man.
I don't really know the story about that, but if you want to talk about a Rock match, we could talk about a couple Rock matches at
Don't
WrestleMania.
think.
Austin.
If no one wants to talk about the Cena one. The Austin ones are like a continuation. Like they all have connections somehow.
Exactly. What about Rock and Hogan? two eras colliding.
Yeah.
Same as Cena.
We're gonna get into that too. I mean,
yeah.
I enjoyed that build. I'm not gonna lie.
For sure,
I still
for sure.
kind of do, looking back at it. But Rock and Hogan, it was Rock, his childhood idol. You know, it's like if you grew up in the late '90s or whatever, and you got to play one-on-one with Jordan, or kids growing up today, they'd get to play one-on-one with Draymond or LeBron or Curry. You know,
True.
something of that nature. I make sports references. I'm not just a wrestling guy. I'm out here. You got what I mean?
Where's Brandon when you need him?
But keep going with it. No, but seriously, I mean, the match, like, if you watch it with the sound off, it's not very good.
Yeah.
But with the sound on, oh my god, it looks like a classic.
Wait. You watch wrestling matches without sound?
I mean, because Jericho, he said on his podcast, watch that match with the sound off. I'm like, okay, I'll do that. I did, and I'm like, oh my god, ew.
Have you ever seen another match without the sound?
No. I mean, you can watch Hogan versus Warrior with the sound off, and you're probably going to get a much worse result. But still, I mean, just the fact that
I want to do that now.
the guy got to wrestle his childhood hero, and Hogan hulked up. It was the end of WWE's version of the NWO.
Yeah.
You know, Hogan got rid of the black and white because, you know, he doesn't like black.
Wow.
And then put back on the red and yellow.
Hate behind that.
You went there.
Yeah. But getting in with some more Rock stuff, Rock and Cena.
I love
the
that.
first once
The
in a
first
life,
one,
yeah. 28. I mean, the build, it was a year-long build. We haven't seen something like that.
No. Don't say it was a year long. It was a beginning of the year, 1 month build, and then they dropped it and picked it up the last 3 months before on the way to the.
I mean, no, they kept coming back to it though.
No, they did not.
Yes, they did. Survivor Series. They went back to it.
Then they dropped it and they picked it up again.
They keep going. They kept going back to it. I mean, not after 27. They say, yeah, we're gonna do this next year.
Mhm.
So, you know, Cena goes on to do his stuff with other people and Punk and Miz
and R-Truth.
You know, yeah, the Awesome Truth.
Yes.
And all that stuff.
That ruined Hell in a Cell for me.
I mean, but once we really started picking up business, we were going somewhere. You know, Cena would say, you know, he's a part-time guy. He doesn't care about this. He left you. I came, and I've stayed for the last 10 plus years, busting my ass, making sure that I can hold down the fort. And then Cena getting cocky in the match, taking off the giant armband off his arm, doing the Rock's thing, getting caught with the rock bottom.
Armband.
It's a headband, I know. getting caught with the rock bottom. 1, 2, 3. The look on Cena's face. One of Cena's greatest losses has to go down as that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And then if we get into the build for the next one, the twice in a lifetime.
Let's not talk about that.
I mean, it was a once in a lifetime for people who died in between those.
Yeah.
But like really going into that one, I mean,
Why do you always say that?
because it's true. It's the truth. I mean, but
You just like little sprinkle of cover some on it, and like, no, nobody wants to hear that.
I mean, but going back into that one, I mean, John, it's about redemption. He needed that win. He needed to beat Rock, and then Rock with the great line, because unfortunately, Rock.
Do you want to hear the best redemption story for a Mania match?
Hold on, I mean, we're getting there, but unfortunately, The Rock beat my boy Punk for the WWE Championship. Ended a fantastic reign.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, but Rock's saying, you know, you think you can beat me, but I know I can beat you. And then up until I saw Cena Styles WrestleMania, I mean, not WrestleMania, but SummerSlam 2016, I thought that was Cena's best match up until that point, you know? But, I mean, that finishers after finisher after finisher, kicking out of all this stuff. Rock got injured right in the beginning of the match and went on for another 20-plus minutes. So, I mean, that was a great thing. But get into what you were about to say.
I think Triple H trying to beat The Undertaker. More like 3
Oh.
times. You got 17. Was it 17?
X7, yeah, where he didn't get the job done. And then we fast forward 10 years later to 27.
27, yep.
And, oh my God, the build to that one, that was great. Like, Hunter just interrupts him. They don't say a single word. He looks at him, looks at that sign, looks at him, then they both look at the sign, and we know what we're going to get. The best match of WrestleMania 27, by the way.
The only good match. I don't remember anything else from WrestleMania 27.
That's it.
Yeah,
wait. Ain't that what The Rock hosted?
Yeah. With Miz walking out as WWE champion.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that was a brawl. I mean, Taker won, but he couldn't even walk out. He had to be carried out.
Adam Cole's little...
Adam Cole.
Michael Cole.
Adam.
Hey, how do you mix those up? Hold on.
Maybe I want to see Adam Cole at Mania this year, okay? But Michael Cole's cubicle.
Oh, the Cole That
I
was
remember
garbage.
that. Oh
You
my-
just see take.
Wait, didn't he have a match with Jerry Lawler?
He did.
That
He
WrestleMania?
Oh my
Holy
God.
cow.
Michael
The
Cole
Bill-
is undefeated at
Let's talk
WrestleMania.
about that
Yes.
build up.
Oh God, no.
Remember when he had Jack Swagger as his coach?
Bro, that was
Wasn't the Eagle there?
I don't know. I forgot.
Okay.
No, did we get a Bunny versus Eagle match? Did that happen?
No,
I don't know.
But yeah, getting back to Taker,
Yeah.
Hunter. I mean, that build was great, and then going into 28, that build was really nice too. Undertaker saying, you know, I have to beat you and walk out on my own or whatever, and then Hunter said, I don't want to do it. We're the last two of our era that still do this or whatever. So, you know, Sean got involved. Sean was a special guest referee in the Hell in the Cell match at the end of an era.
Did you guys pop when they did the super kick to the
Oh my
pedigree?
God, I thought it was over.
Yeah.
I
I thought that was.
they-
freaking
it-
flipped.
an inch, like it was so close. I thought the streak
Yep.
was over.
Yep.
I was like, oh, that was like, my heart stopped. It was
Same, yeah.
one of those.
Intense.
It was one of those.
The ending of that, though. Like,
I know.
He's like,
All
"Suck
three
it,"
guys-
and he's just like, you know what? Screw you, Tombstone.
I know, it was amazing. But all three guys, you know, standing at the top of the ramp together, all that they've been through with each other.
Right.
And then the build with Sean and Taker the second time, that was good too. 26, where Sean's career was over. I
Yeah.
mean, you look at that one, Sean, he got like really obsessed. He started super kicking referees and other people, you know.
Oh, the Rumble.
Yeah.
Did he super kick Triple H out of the Rumble?
Yeah, then he
later?
super kicked a referee because he got eliminated. He cost them the DX the tag titles.
Yep.
He got obsessed. You know, he said if he couldn't beat Taker at WrestleMania, then his career was over.
I was so upset when he came in the Elimination Chamber and like super kick Taker.
Yeah.
Why
And my boy Chris Jericho became world champion, by the way.
Which is fine.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean that build was great too. The match, you know, we all know the result.
Which build? The Y2J versus Edge?
No, the build to Taker Sean 26. We all know the result. Sean loses, career's over. I mean Jericho and Edge. That was
I was thinking Edge was going to go over it, but he didn't.
no, he didn't.
But he did give that one awesome spear from the announce table to the barricade.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. What other great ones have we had?
Batista versus Taker. Taker wins
That-
the Rumble.
that
The
was-
one thing Taker hasn't done in a while.
Oh yeah, no that story was very interesting as well.
Yeah.
The young gun, the big muscle, he's the world champion, and then the protector of the yard.
I don't think they ever
Yeah.
faced off. I mean, the closest thing they ever faced off in the past when Batista first started was with the Rumble, when I think he got eliminated by Brock.
Yeah,
When Brock won it.
2003.
Yeah, when Brock won
Yeah.
it, I think that's
Okay.
like the only time they squared off. Like,
yeah, but like the protector of the yard, you know, he has the WWE champion, world champion, ECW champion in the ring. Like, who's he gonna choose? When he looks at Batista, I'm like, oh, we better get a nice
oh
one.
yeah,
Yeah.
Batista's best match ever. That's what I hold in a very high
really? You
regard.
don't think the Cena versus Batista ones were good?
I mean, 26 was fine.
Story behind that, the story was for SummerSlam. I think, if I'm
Yeah,
mistaken.
you know, you're thinking of SummerSlam.
No, but the build up, because you got both competitors like Cena and Batista winning the title, their first major titles around the same WrestleMania.
Yeah.
The same day.
2005, Yeah.
Yeah, 21.
Yeah.
WrestleMania 21. And then, like, oh, we've done the similar things. Like, I won the Rumble, then you won the Rumble. And then
Yeah,
it was about time.
but seriously, I think that was Batista's best match by far of his entire career. Really looking back at it, I mean, he's had some good ones, but I think that was it for him.
I still think Batista versus John Cena.
Which
Are you
which
talking-
match?
First
SummerSlam 08?
I think SummerSlam.
Oh, where Cena broke his
Yeah,
neck.
yeah, that's
I think
Spinebuster.
Batista. Yeah, no, it was a
Yeah.
powerbomb.
Yeah, Batista bomb and then like his neck or whatever.
Yeah, he was going for the leg drop, and he just went, nope. Boop.
Oh,
That was a very good one.
yeah.
But moving on from below that, I'm trying to think what else was there? What other great builds have there been?
Let's go way back. Let's think something way back.
Oh,
How about
Way,
Mr.
way.
T and Hulk Hogan? WrestleMania
No.
1.
what am I thinking of? Probably the greatest story. Wait, what are you about to say?
I was gonna say Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant.
WrestleMania
Oh,
3. The
WrestleMania
cross, when he ripped
3.
out the cross from his
Yes.
chest.
That was an interesting build. You know, of course, Bobby the Brain, he didn't make he
How
rest in
religious were
peace.
people back then?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh, very.
yeah.
You got a Frenchman ripping off a cross. I'm pretty sure French people were like Christian.
Super religious, yeah.
Uh,
But Heenan doing what Heenan did best, you know, really selling us on it. And that was an interesting time because, Andre, his body was really breaking down.
Yeah.
He had just filmed The Princess and the Bride. And plus, they didn't know if Hogan, he was scared. Like, he was legit scared. He didn't know if Andre was going to do business.
Yeah.
But as we all know, Andre did business. Hogan slams Andre, walks out world champion.
Great story.
Great story. But if we got to talk about the greatest story probably ever told in wrestling, when the Mega Powers imploded from
I was thinking that.
WrestleMania 4 all the way to WrestleMania 5, the true 1 year long build. I mean, the build was great. Macho Man, he got tired of Hogan being in the spotlight.
Oh, yeah.
And then plus there were like some personal stuff that happened, and that kind of made its way into the story also.
Quick question. If you think Hogan didn't get fired and they kept up with the Curtis Axel being like Hulk Hogan and Damien Sandow as Macho Man, do you think they will do something like that from their version of Mania? If they never
I would hope they wouldn't.
I thought it was great.
Don't ruin history that way.
No, but they have their own parody version of the.
Okay.
I wish they did.
I mean, that could be like a slap in the face, though.
Yeah. That's like me being sexual chocolate. It just doesn't make any sense. But moving on, going back
do
to...
you want to be sexual chocolate?
Story for another time.
He is now a Hall of Famer, as we know.
Yeah, shout out Mark Henry.
Yeah.
Alright, but going into it, though, with the Mega Powers, I mean, there was personal stuff. Randy thought something was really going on with Elizabeth and Hogan.
Oh, yeah.
And then, like, one of the best parts of the feud, Randy looks Hogan in the eyes and he's like, "You got lust in your eyes, brother. You're lusting after Elizabeth." And then you beat him down backstage. It was just great. Randy, like, just turned heel on Hogan. They were really going at it. Those promos, because Randy, he was so intense. He'd be like, "Hogan!" Just really getting all intense, and his cadence would go really, really high. Then he'd go really low. Then he'd get middle, then he'd go high, then low. I mean, the story they told was great. Hogan was like, "No, man, nothing's going on. Nothing's going on."
Right.
It was just... And Elizabeth, she didn't know whose corner to be in. It was great storytelling.
That sounds like...
That sounds like a love triangle to me.
It was great storytelling.
Year-long love triangle.
Oh, WrestleMania 8. Flair versus Savage.
Oh.
How could I forget that one?
I don't know, man.
that
You are the
that one
wrestling
flew by
historian.
my mind. I forgot that was the thing.
Yeah, because, Flair, he was the heavyweight champion, WWF heavyweight champion at the time. And there were pictures surfacing of Flair with Elizabeth and Randy.
Whoa.
Randy got jealous. Randy was always jealous.
Took her to Space Mountain?
Bright lights, big cities, late nights, pretty ladies. Woo! As Rick would say. Space Mountain, oldest ride, longest line. Yeah, but he would brag that he and Elizabeth, had relations of sorts.
Yeah.
They consummated the relationship, if you know what I mean. And all that, Randy, he was a jealous guy in real life. He was very protective over Elizabeth, even when they weren't together. So it just, it was something interesting. And another side note on Randy, like, if they were separated on screen, Randy got a legal document saying that they're separated in real life.
Whoa.
That was his dedication to the business.
Yeah.
Like, when they got separated on screen, they were married at the time, they still lived together, but Randy presented her with a document like, "Hey, we have to make this really work. We're separated right now."
That's insane.
I know. That was Randy's dedication to the sport.
Yeah.
That's a little over the board, over the beyond.
Hey, that's called doing it for the business.
Yeah, he's like into the character even outside of wrestling. You know what
I mean, he really loved Miss Elizabeth.
Yeah, he really
No,
loved her.
really
Yeah,
did,
Yeah, so
loved her up until her death. Still loved her up until his death.
That's I don't know what to say. That's like
that's called living the gimmick.
Not even living the gimmick.
It's called doing
I
it
guess
for
he
business.
loved both things so much, but he loves wrestling more. I guess.
Yeah, I mean, no, like they didn't have any beef or anything. Like they were still together. They just they were legally separated.
They just wanted to document as proof.
Yeah.
That they actually
That's what Randy
Honestly,
did.
when I see wrestling couples, I think Randy Savage and Miss Elizabeth, it's like the most genuine love story, because everything else is so forced on us and to enjoy it.
I know.
Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella. That's
John Cena and Nikki Bella.
Daniel Bryan and AJ Lee. Come on.
what?
Oh no! Wait, hold on. We gotta talk about another build that just happened last year. the build to Miz and Maurice versus John and Nikki.
Oh,
Now
That was great.
shots fired.
You got an actual
all
couple,
day.
and then somebody, I don't know if that's... I think Total Divas is fixed. I'm pretty sure it is.
They're an actual couple. It's been like 5 or 6 years. You can't fake it for that long.
Wait,
you
we're
know?
talking about
John and Nikki.
Oh, John and Nikki. They're together.
They're together.
Come on. But you got news sources saying, oh, John Cena's going to propose to Nikki Bella. But, like, Nikki Bella, like, on WWE 24, she's like, I don't know. I heard that he's going to do it.
What are you doing?
What?
Why are you cussing?
Well, you can censor that out, sir.
God, creating more work.
You're welcome.
Jesus. But going back to it.
How are you cussing Tagalog?
Hey,
Danga?
no.
No, but seriously, going into it, I mean, that build was great. Miz is awesome.
Oh yeah,
Miz is really awesome. Those,
Give that guy the title.
man, give him, yeah.
he deserves.
But
Give him the Universal title. Make him mean something.
no, but seriously, I mean, and then John fired because they did the Total Bella skits or whatever, and Miz is impersonating John Cena, which was hilarious. And then John fired back. I mean, he said some stuff to Miz.
Oh yeah.
He said, Maurice, like, why are you even here? You're... And then, like, he told Maurice he's only with you so he can be on Total Divas. I was like, oh,
Wow.
that's some stuff. It was all great work, honestly. You know.
Oh yeah, and like their promos seem genuine. It seems like they actually have real life heat.
Honestly, question. If you guys were at WrestleMania 33, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were at WrestleMania 33 live in the audience during that match.
Yeah.
Would you use that as your bathroom break or what?
Nah.
No.
It's John. It's big match John. It's
Yeah.
Miz. I'm not.
I'm sorry. I think that'll be my kind of like, I'm going to the bathroom.
No.
I did that for 31 when Paige was wrestling.
That's,
Well, you're disrespectful.
I'm sorry. Let's see Ronda in the ring. How about that build up?
what do you mean?
I mean, it hasn't like really concluded yet, so I can't really say. You know.
I mean, it's been going on since WrestleMania 31. Like, oh yeah, we're gonna get Ronda. It's been 3 years.
Like 3 years.
Yeah. Then she went back to UFC and lost. So I mean.
I was disappointed that New Year's.
Yeah, but are there any other great build-ups, guys? You know, we've talked about a lot of the major ones, the basic ones.
Yeah.
Oh, what am I talking about?
What do you
Triple H versus Shawn Michaels versus Chris Benoit.
I was thinking Mike Tyson,
You know, I was gonna talk about
Stone
that,
Cold?
but then
Shawn
I
Michaels.
kind of forgot how the build up was like.
I mean,
That
because Hunter and Shawn, they already had their feud going into it. You know, Benoit won the Rumble.
right.
He won at the World Heavyweight Championship, and you know Michaels and he was really like the odd man out, Benoit, even though he won the Rumble.
Yeah.
So for him to like just be like an afterthought,
Mm-hmm.
and then for him to win the World Championship at 20, and
Yeah.
then have that moment with Eddie that's forever ingrained in like really every wrestling fan's mind.
For sure.
That says something. That was interesting. What other great ones happened? I think we may have hit them all, or the major ones at
Majority,
least.
Yeah.
Pretty much all the Undertaker ones.
Every Undertaker. Yeah.
Yeah. What about that? Even that handicap match or triple threat match?
Oh, I wanted to talk about it at the
Oh,
beginning
yeah,
of
no,
this.
but-
Yeah. So,
Oh wait a minute. Hold on. I just thought about it. WrestleMania 12. The Boyhood Dream.
we're talking about Undertaker's handicap match. Right
Okay.
now.
This is my podcast.
There's a lot of
This is
sto-
my
There's
pod-
a lot of story behind that.
This is my podcast. I can say whatever I want. Hold on.
They had heat during that day too.
Was there?
Yeah,
Okay.
and the dude was wrestling in heat, and they jumped him, and then he's like, "Yo, I can't make it Mania." So like it was A-Train, I think that was his name at the time, and then Big Show taking on the Undertaker.
Yeah.
Limp Bizkit opening it up for him at the entrance.
I do remember that.
Keep rolling, keep it rolling, Philip.
Yeah. Rolling back to the Boyhood Dream.
Okay.
All right. You know, Brett and Shawn, they had real heat also. All right. Hence the screw job that happened. But no, seriously, I mean, the Shawn Michaels, he had done it all. Tag champ, IC champ, had never held the big title. And Brett, he was like the go-to guy back in the 90s to hold the championship. Held it about 5 or 6 times.
Right.
And then for those guys to build that, you know, they were both training hard. They said it was going to be like just really a wrestling match, and then it could turn into a fight possibly. And then for them to go an hour, no decision, and then we go into overtime. Shawn kicks Brett in the face. The boyhood dream comes true. Shawn becomes world champion.
Wasn't Taker waiting backstage for Britt or Michaels or something like that? Like he was waiting with him. I hear so much backstage stories of I think it was.
No, you're thinking of the screw job.
No, Taker was waiting for somebody with a steel chair, like WrestleMania.
Oh,
I do remember Sid versus Taker for the title.
Sid.
Cycle Sid. Half a brain, was it? I think that was it.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yes. All of a sudden you see Bret Hart with a chair coming out of nowhere. He's like, get the hell backstage and stuff. Yeah, a lot of hat shit.
What about Giant Gonzalez?
Why'd you go there?
Don't mention that.
The only time
that was terrible.
Is that been the only time somebody has won by disqualification at Mania?
Wait,
what?
You're talking about
in general, like
match?
No, I know that's not. In general, like in WrestleMania,
there's been a few.
I don't know. That may be it. I haven't researched it, but that might be.
Commentating is so bad. It's like, oh man, if they haven't invented smell-o-vision yet, you can smell the clover from them.
WrestleMania 19. That was a great build with Rock and Austin.
Yeah.
That one specifically because Rock had never beat Austin at 15 or at 17 or X7 where Austin turned heel.
Yeah.
So Rock, he needed that win, and that was Austin's last match. Not many people knew that Austin was on his way out for good. So for Rock to finally get that win over Austin, it said a lot.
Did he put his vest on that day?
I think so. That's when we had Hollywood Rock. Yeah.
And then he gets speared by Goldberg later on.
Like the night after or something.
Yeah.
You're next.
You're next. No, but seriously, that was like the last thing that Rock needed to do in that run of his career.
Right.
I mean, he's beaten Austin, Hogan, Cena at Mania.
Yeah.
Done a lot. He's done a lot.
Good job, movie star.
Has he wrestled Roman yet?
You see Broman?
Yeah.
Is that your bro, Broman Reigns?
I kind of want to be Roman Reigns and be like, I hate you. You do your job, right?
Cousins. Or they're relatives.
Come on, you never fought your cousin before?
Cousins.
I'm pretty sure everybody's fought their cousin at some point in life.
Not me. I am a good boy.
I'm sorry, I used to get in slug fights with my cousin.
Why? You're a terrible human being. No, I'm just playing.
You're welcome.
What the fuck? Why would you say that? All right.
All right, man.
Whoa.
This has been interesting, even though we didn't get anywhere. We just talk a bunch of...
This has been fun.
It's been random.
Yeah, I tried to keep it on pace, and this guy...
Sorry, but...
Just jumping all over the place.
This made no sense, but it was a lot of fun.
It's okay, yeah.
Our next pod, we'll be talking about the best buns in wrestling.
What kind of buns are we talking about?
Honey buns. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, seriously, this has been the Bullet Cast. Goodbye.
No.
And good
You're not
night.
a fan of Kenny Omega.
Bang!
This has been the Bulletcast. Thank you for listening.